Imagine moving across the world to chase a dream, only to find yourself utterly alone on Christmas Eve. Now, imagine accidentally spilling a drink on a gorgeous stranger who turns out to be the heir to a ruthless Korean mafia empire. That's exactly what happened to Maya. She thought one desperate kiss under the mistletoe would cure her loneliness, but instead, she woke up a target in a brutal gang war. He tried to push her away to keep her safe, but when you fall for the most dangerous man in Seoul, safe is no longer an option. Get ready for a forbidden romance where the stakes are life and death. Before we dive deep, please kindly hit the subscribe button so you can see more of our videos. Thank you. The champagne glass slipped from Maya's fingers. Everything seemed to move in slow motion as the crystal tumbled through the air, the golden liquid catching the light from 1,000 Christmas decorations. But before it could shatter against the marble floor, a hand shot out and caught it. Steady, precise, the kind of reflexes that didn't come from a corporate office job. Maya looked up into the darkest eyes she'd ever seen. "Careful," the man said, his voice low and accented. He handed the glass back to her and she noticed his knuckles, scarred, recently healed cuts across 2 of them. "Thank you," Maya managed, her heart hammering, not from the near accident but from the way he looked at her. Like he could see straight through the designer dress she'd borrowed, through the confident smile she'd painted on, right down to the loneliness eating her alive on Christmas Eve. He nodded once and turned to leave, melting back into the crowd of Seoul's elite at the Grand Joseon Hotel's annual charity gala. Maya stood frozen, watching him go. There was something about the way people moved around him, giving him space without seeming to notice they were doing it. Deference wrapped in fear, wrapped in respect. "Maya, there you are." Her coworker Soo-jin appeared at her elbow, slightly drunk and giggling. "I've been looking everywhere for you. Isn't this party amazing? I can't believe Dr. Kim got us tickets." "It's beautiful," Maya said automatically, still watching the mysterious man disappear onto a private balcony. "Soo-jin, who is that? The tall man who just went outside?" Soo-jin followed her gaze and her smile faltered. "Oh, him. That's Min-Jun Kang. You don't want to know him, trust me." "Why not?" "Because his family owns half of Gangnam and not the legal half." Soo-jin lowered her voice. "My brother says the Kang family has connections to everything shady in Seoul. Protection, gambling, smuggling. Min-jun took over after his father died 3 years ago. He's dangerous, Maya. Beautiful but dangerous." Maya should have walked away right then. Should have finished her champagne, made small talk, and gone home to her empty apartment to video call her parents in Nairobi and pretend she was having the time of her life in Korea. Should have done a lot of things. Instead, she found herself gravitating toward that balcony. The cold December air hit her like a slap when she stepped outside. Seoul spread out below them, a carpet of lights and life and people who weren't alone on Christmas Eve. The man, Min-jun, stood at the railing, his expensive suit doing nothing to protect him from the cold. He didn't seem to notice. "The view's better from inside where it's warm," he said without turning around. "I didn't come out here for the view." Now he turned, one eyebrow raised. Up close, Maya could see he was probably in his early 30s, with the kind of face that belonged on magazine covers except for the hardness around his eyes. Eyes that had seen things, done things. "Then why did you come out here?" he asked. "Honestly, I don't know." Maya wrapped her arms around herself, already regretting the sleeveless dress. "Maybe because you're the only other person at this party who looks as miserable as I feel." Something flickered across his face. Surprise, maybe. "You're very direct." "I'm very cold and very alone on Christmas, so I don't have energy for games." The champagne was making her bold, or stupid, probably both. "I'm Maya Achiang. I'm a nurse at Seoul International Hospital. I've been in Korea for 8 months, and I don't know anyone at this party except my coworker who's currently making out with someone from accounting." Min-jun's lips twitched, almost a smile, That's quite an introduction. Your turn. You already know who I am. Your friend told you. He turned back to the view. And she was right. You should stay away from me. Maybe, but you caught my glass. That was kind. Reflex, don't confuse it with kindness. Maya moved to stand beside him at the railing, close enough to feel the heat radiating from his body. He was warm like a furnace. I think you're more kind than you want people to know. I think that's why you're out here alone instead of in there networking or whatever rich people do at these things. I'm here for business. I don't network, I negotiate. On Christmas Eve, that's sad. He did smile then, but it was bitter. Christmas is just another day when you're in my line of work. Actually, it's busier. People gamble more when they're supposed to be with family. They drink more, make worse decisions. Is that what you do? Run gambling operations? Among other things. They stood in silence for a moment. From inside, Maya could hear the party counting down. 30 seconds to midnight. 30 seconds to Christmas. Do you have someone waiting for you? Min-Jun asked suddenly. Someone you'll kiss at midnight. No, that's why I'm out here with a dangerous stranger instead of in there feeling sorry for myself. Maya's throat tightened. You. No. 20 seconds, 19, 18. This is going to sound crazy, Maya said, her heart racing. But I really don't want to be alone when the clock strikes 12. I don't want another Christmas kiss to be just me and my bathroom mirror. Min-Jun turned to look at her fully for the first time. Really look at her. Maya saw surprise in those dark eyes and something else. Something hungry and lonely and human. You don't know me, he said softly. I know you're here. I know you're alone. I know you caught my glass. 10 seconds, 9, 8. I know I'm tired of being lonely. Maya. It's just a kiss, just so neither of us has to be alone. Inside, the crowd erupted in cheers. Fireworks exploded over the Han River in the distance, painting the sky in gold and silver. Min-Jun's hand came up to cup her face, his palm warm against her frozen cheek. You're making a mistake. Probably. 2-1. He kissed her. Maya had been kissed before. Quick pecks from boys in nursing school, fumbling makeouts after bad dates, even a brief relationship with a doctor back home that had ended when she decided to move to Korea. But this was different. This was fire and desperation, and two lonely people finding each other in the cold. His lips were soft but demanding, his hand sliding into her hair, his other arm wrapping around her waist to pull her closer. She grabbed his suit jacket for balance and kissed him back like he was oxygen, and she'd been drowning. When they finally pulled apart, both breathing hard, Min-Jun looked shaken. Actually shaken. The cool, dangerous mask had cracked. That was supposed to be simple, he said. I know. It wasn't. I know. He stepped back, running a hand through his perfectly styled hair and messing it up, making him look more human. I should go. This was a mistake. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry, I'm not. Min-Jun's phone buzzed insistently in his pocket. He ignored it. It buzzed again. And again. Finally, he pulled it out and glanced at the screen. His expression went cold and hard again, the mask slamming back into place. I have to go, there's a situation. He looked at her one more time and Maya saw conflict in his eyes, want fighting with wisdom. Thank you for the kiss, Maya Achiang. It was the best gift anyone's given me in a long time, but forget about me. Go back to your safe life saving people. Stay away from men like me. Then he was gone, moving with that same predatory grace, speaking rapid Korean into his phone. Maya stood alone on the balcony, her lips still tingling, her heart racing, and absolutely certain she wouldn't be able to forget him even if she tried. Inside, Soo-jin found her 20 minutes later. There you are. I lost you after midnight. Did you kiss anyone? Please tell me you didn't spend Christmas alone. Maya touched her lips and smiled. No, I didn't spend it alone. Details, who was he? but Maya just shook her head, gathering her coat. Just someone passing through. I'll probably never see him again. She should have been right about that. She wasn't. Maya's apartment in Itaewon was small but cozy, decorated with a tiny artificial Christmas tree she'd bought at Daiso and string lights that had cost more than the tree. She kicked off her heels, peeled off the borrowed dress, and collapsed onto her bed in her underwear, staring at the ceiling. Her phone buzzed, video call from home. She grabbed a robe and answered. Her mother's face filled the screen, warm and concerned. Behind her, Maya could see her father and younger brother setting up for Christmas lunch. It was morning in Nairobi. "Merry Christmas, my darling. How was your party?" "Hi, Mama. It was beautiful, very fancy." "You look tired. Are they working you too hard at that hospital?" "No more than usual." Maya forced brightness into her voice. "How's everyone? Is James being annoying?" Her brother's face appeared over their mother's shoulder. "I heard that. Merry Christmas, sis. When are you coming home? Dad says you haven't booked a ticket yet." Guilt twisted in Maya's stomach. "I'm trying to save money. The flight is expensive and I want to stay a full year before I come back, to really give this a chance." Her mother's expression softened with understanding that made it worse. "We miss you, Maya, but we're proud of you. Living your dream in a new country, helping people. Your father brags about you to everyone." They talked for 30 more minutes about family gossip, her cousin's wedding, the neighbor's new baby, normal life back home. The life Maya had left to chase something she couldn't even name. Adventure, independence, escape from being the good daughter who always did what was expected. After hanging up, Maya felt the loneliness crash over her like a wave. This was supposed to be the exciting part. Living abroad, meeting new people, having experiences she could never have in Nairobi. Instead, she spent most nights alone in this tiny apartment, working long shifts at the hospital, struggling with the language, and feeling like a perpetual outsider. And now she'd gone and kissed a mobster on Christmas Eve. Maya laughed despite herself. Her mother would have a heart attack. Her practical, sensible mother who'd raised her to be careful, to choose safe men with good jobs, to never take unnecessary risks. Yet she couldn't stop thinking about him. About Min-Jun's scarred hands and sad eyes, and the way he'd kissed her like he was trying to remember what it felt like to be human. She grabbed her phone and almost Googled him before stopping herself. That was stalker behavior, crazy behavior. It was just a kiss. Just a moment between two lonely people on Christmas. Except it hadn't felt like just anything. Maya was pulling the covers over her head when her phone buzzed again. Unknown number, probably spam. She almost didn't answer. "Hello." Silence, then "It's Min-Jun." Maya sat up so fast she got dizzy. "How did you get my number?" "I have resources." A pause. "I'm sorry, that sounds creepy. Your hospital ID was visible in your purse when you grabbed your coat. I made a call." "That's definitely creepy." "I know, I should hang up. This is inappropriate." "Wait," Maya's heart was hammering again. "Don't hang up." More silence. She could hear traffic in the background, the sounds of Seoul at night. "I can't stop thinking about you," Min-Jun said finally. His voice was rough, like the admission cost him something. "I've been sitting in my car outside my building for an hour trying to talk myself out of calling you. It didn't work." "I can't stop thinking about you either." "That's a problem." "Why?" "Because I meant what I said. You should stay away from me. I'm not a good person, Maya. I run illegal operations. I've hurt people. I've done things that would make you look at me differently." Maya pulled her knees to her chest. "Then why did you call?" "Because for the first time in 3 years I felt something tonight. Something other than anger or emptiness or obligation. You looked at me like I was just a man, not the Kang family heir, not a criminal, just a man." "You are just a man." "No, I'm really not. Everyone's just a person underneath everything else." Min-Jun made a sound that might have been a laugh. You're naive. I'm optimistic, there's a difference. Not in my world. Maya should have ended the call, should have wished him well and blocked the number and gone back to her safe, lonely life. Instead, she said, "Tell me about your world." Why? Because you called me, because you can't stop thinking about me, because I want to know you. Another long pause. Then Min-Jun started talking, not about the illegal operations or the violence, but about growing up as the only son of a powerful family, about watching his father die in a hospital bed after a rival family's assassination attempt, about inheriting an empire he'd never wanted at 29 years old. I was studying international business in the U.S., he said. I was supposed to legitimize the family operations, turn us into a real company. Then my father died and I came back and I realized how deep the roots go, how many people depend on us, how impossible it would be to just walk away. So you're trapped. We're all trapped by something. What's trapping you? Min-Jun asked. Maya hesitated. Expectations. I'm supposed to be the success story, the daughter who went abroad and made something of herself. But most days I'm just lonely and homesick and wondering if I made a huge mistake. Why don't you go back? Pride, stubbornness, the same reason you don't walk away from your family business. We're more alike than I thought. They talked until 3 in the morning, about everything and nothing, about favorite foods and childhood memories and what it felt like to be lonely in a city of 10 million people. Min-Jun's voice became less guarded as the hours passed, more human, more real. Finally, as dawn started creeping across the sky, he said, I want to see you again, properly, not at a party, not by accident. Is that wise? Probably not, but I'm tired of being wise. I'm tired of being alone. Me too. Tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock, I'll send you an address. Come alone, don't tell anyone where you're going. That sounds ominous. It's not, I promise, my life is complicated. The fewer people who know about us, the safer you are. Us, he'd said us, like they were already something more than 2 strangers who'd shared a kiss. Okay, Maya heard herself say, 7 o'clock, I'll be there. After they hung up, Maya lay in bed watching the sun rise over Seoul, knowing absolutely that she was making a terrible decision and completely unable to stop herself. The address Min-Jun sent led Maya to a small, exclusive restaurant in Samcheong-dong that looked like someone's private home from the outside. No signs, no obvious entrance, just a traditional hanok with paper screens and a small garden that somehow existed in the middle of the modern city. A man in a black suit was waiting at the gate. Young, muscular, with the same predatory awareness she'd seen in Min-Jun, he looked her up and down, assessing threats before nodding and opening the gate. Miss Acheong, please follow me. The interior was beautiful in that understated way only serious money could buy. Exposed wooden beams, paper lanterns casting soft light, the scent of jasmine and something cooking that made Maya's stomach growl. She'd been too nervous to eat all day. Min-Jun was waiting in a private room at the back. He stood when she entered and Maya's breath caught. He was wearing casual clothes, dark jeans and a black sweater, but somehow looked more intimidating than he had in the designer suit. More real, more dangerous. You came, he said. You doubted me. I doubted myself, whether I should have invited you. He gestured to the low table surrounded by cushions. Please sit. I ordered already. I hope you don't mind. The chef here is the best in Seoul, but he doesn't take requests from just anyone. So you're someone special. I'm someone he's afraid to refuse. Min-Jun said it without ego, just stating a fact. He saw Maya's expression and winced. Sorry, I'm not good at pretending to be something I'm not. I don't want you to pretend. They sat and almost immediately servers began bringing food. Small dishes, each one a work of art. Grilled fish with sauce that smelled like heaven, perfectly marbled beef, kimchi that looked nothing like the stuff from the convenience store, vegetables Maya couldn't name. "This is incredible," she said after the first bite. "Chef Min was my father's personal cook. After he died, I set him up here. He refuses to let me pay." Min-Jun picked at his food without eating much. "I think he feels like he owes us something." "Does he?" "Probably. Most people in my life do." Maya set down her chopsticks. "Is that why you wanted to see me? Because I don't owe you anything." "Maybe." Min-Jun finally met her eyes. "Or maybe because you looked at me on that balcony like I was worth something more than fear and obligation. Do you know how rare that is? You could have that with anyone. You're handsome, rich, powerful. And dangerous. Don't forget dangerous." His smile was bitter. "Women are attracted to that right up until they realize what it actually means, what I actually do. Then they leave or I push them away before they can see too much, get hurt because of me." "What makes you think I'm different?" "I don't know if you are, that's what I'm trying to figure out." Min-Jun leaned forward. "Tell me the truth, Maya. Why did you come here tonight, really?" Maya considered lying, considered saying something safe and non-committal. Instead, she told the truth. "Because for the first time since I moved to Korea, I felt something. You made me feel something. And I'm tired of being numb and lonely and going through the motions. Even if this is dangerous or stupid or doomed, at least it's real." Something shifted in Min-Jun's expression. That hardness cracked again, showing the vulnerable man underneath. "It is doomed. You know that, right? I'm not a prince who's going to sweep you off to a happy ending. I'm a criminal. My life is violence and secrets and looking over my shoulder. Anyone close to me becomes a target." "Then why am I here?" "Because I'm selfish. Because one kiss wasn't enough. Because I can't remember the last time I wanted something for myself instead of for the family or the business." He reached across the table and took her hand. His palm was warm, calloused. "I'm going to hurt you eventually, by pushing you away or because someone uses you to get to me. This can't end well." "Maybe not, but we're both already lonely. How much worse can it get?" Min-Jun laughed, a real laugh that transformed his face, made him look younger, lighter. "That's either very brave or very stupid." "Can it be both?" They ate slowly, talking between bites. Min-Jun asked about her work at the hospital, and she told him about the long shifts and difficult patients and small victories. About the elderly man who'd called her his guardian angel after she'd sat with him through a panic attack. About learning Korean medical terminology and still getting it wrong sometimes. "You're good at what you do," Min-Jun observed. "I can tell you actually care." "Of course I care. That's why I became a nurse." Not everyone who goes into healthcare actually cares about people. Some do it for money or prestige or because their parents wanted them to. He refilled her tea. "My father wanted me to be a doctor. Can you imagine? Me in a white coat trying to save lives instead of." "Instead of what?" "Instead of deciding which ones matter more than others." The darkness was back in his eyes. "That's what I do, Maya. I make those calculations. This shipment is worth risking lives over. That rival family member needs to disappear. These people are useful. Those are expendable. I'm not a good man." "But you're not a monster either. A monster wouldn't care about being good." "Don't romanticize me, please. I've done things that would horrify you." Maya squeezed his hand. "I'm not romanticizing you. I see you. The good and the bad and everything in between, and I'm still here." For a moment, Min-Jun looked like he might argue. Then he just squeezed back. After dinner, he walked her outside to where a car was waiting. Not the black sedan from before, but a sleek silver sports car that probably cost more than Maya would make in 5 years. "I'll drive you home," he said. "That's not necessary." "It's late. Anyone isn't safe at night." "I've been taking the subway for 8 months. "Humor me." There was something in his voice, not quite a command but close. Maya should have bristled at it. Instead, she found it kind of endearing how protective he was being. The drive to her apartment building took 20 minutes through Seoul's late-night traffic. Min-Jun drove like he did everything else, precisely, confidently, with complete control. They didn't talk much, but it was comfortable silence. The kind that only happens between people who have already said the important things. When they pulled up outside her building, Maya didn't get out immediately. "Thank you for tonight, for dinner, and for being honest about what this is." "What is this?" Min-Jun asked. "I don't know. Something complicated and probably stupid." "Definitely stupid." "But nice." "But nice," he agreed. Then after a pause, "Can I see you again?" "You're asking permission now." "I'm trying to give you an out. A chance to walk away before this gets more complicated." Maya should have taken it. Should have thanked him, gone upstairs, blocked his number, and returned to her safe, lonely life. Instead, she leaned across the center console and kissed him. This kiss was different from the Christmas one. Slower, deeper, a promise instead of a desperate grab for connection. Min-Jun's hand cupped the back of her neck, his thumb stroking her jaw, and Maya felt heat pool in her stomach. When they pulled apart, they were both breathing hard. "Tomorrow," Min-Jun said. "I work until 7. I'll pick you up at 8. People will see." "I don't care." That should have been a red flag. Should have reminded Maya that this man was dangerous in ways she couldn't fully understand. Instead, it made her smile. 8 o'clock then. She got out of the car and walked to her building entrance, very aware of him watching her until she was safely inside. When she looked back, he was still there, still watching. Maya rode the elevator to her floor feeling like she was floating, or falling, maybe both at the same time. Her phone buzzed before she'd even unlocked her door. "Min-Jun, asterisk, I'm already counting the hours." "Maya, asterisk, that's very romantic for a dangerous criminal." "Min-Jun, asterisk, don't tell anyone. It'll ruin my reputation." "Maya, asterisk, your secret's safe with me." "Min-Jun, asterisk, everything about you is safe with me. I promise." Maya fell asleep with her phone in her hand, smiling like a teenager with her first crush, completely unaware that in 3 days, everything would fall apart. The next 2 days were a blur of stolen moments and escalating intensity. Min-Jun picked Maya up after her shift both nights, driving them to different quiet restaurants or scenic overlooks where they could talk without interruption. They texted constantly when apart. Stupid stuff, important stuff, everything in between. "Maya, asterisk, patient tried to give me a live chicken as a thank you gift today." "Min-Jun, asterisk, did you accept it?" "Maya, asterisk, where would I keep a chicken in my apartment?" "Min-Jun, asterisk, I could buy you a farm. Problem solved." Maya, asterisk, that's a completely proportional response to a chicken situation. Min-Jun, asterisk, I don't do anything by halves. Maya learned things about him that contradicted everything she thought she knew about organized crime. He visited his mother every Sunday at a temple in Bukchon. He'd learned to cook from Chef Min before taking over the family business. His favorite movie was Studio Ghibli's Howl's Moving Castle, which he'd watched dozens of times with his younger sister before she'd moved to London to escape the family business. "She was smarter than me," he said one night while they sat in his car overlooking the city. "She got out, started a whole new life where no one knows the Kang name." "Do you resent her for it?" "No, I'm proud of her. Someone in our family should have a normal life." "You could have that too." Min-Jun shook his head. "Too late for me. Too many people depending on the organization. Too many enemies who'd see it as weakness and attack. I'm stuck, Maya. This is my life until someone puts a bullet in me or I end up like my father." "Don't talk like that." "It's the truth. Everyone in my position either dies or goes to prison eventually. There's no retirement plan for people like me." Maya turned to face him fully. "Then why do you keep doing it?" Because hundreds of families rely on us for income. Legitimate income, mostly. We own restaurants, real estate, construction companies. Yes, there's the illegal stuff too, but without the family backing it all, a lot of people would lose everything. My father built an empire that supports thousands. I can't just walk away because I don't like parts of the job. It was the most he'd ever said about the weight he carried. Maya reached for his hand. You're more trapped than I thought. We all have our prisons. He squeezed her fingers. But when I'm with you, I forget about mine for a while. You make me feel normal, human, like I'm just a man taking a beautiful woman on a date instead of a criminal stealing time between meetings about shipment routes and territory disputes. You are just a man. I wish that were true. On the third night, everything changed. Maya was leaving the hospital after a particularly brutal shift, exhausted and looking forward to seeing Min-Jun. He'd promised to take her somewhere special. She just stepped out of the staff entrance into the parking lot when a black van pulled up beside her. The door slid open. 3 men grabbed her before she could scream. Everything happened so fast, hands over her mouth, being dragged into the van, the door slamming shut, tires squealing as they sped away. Maya fought, kicking and scratching, but they were stronger. One of them held her down while another zip-tied her wrists. Stop fighting, one said in accented English. We're not going to hurt you, just delivering a message. What message? Maya demanded, fear making her voice shake. What do you want? Not what we want, what Min-Jun Kang wants. You. The man holding her wrist smiled, showing gold teeth. Did you really think you could date the Kang heir without consequences, without his enemies noticing? Oh God. This was about Min-Jun. These were rival gang members. The van drove for maybe 15 minutes before stopping. They pulled Maya out in what looked like an abandoned warehouse district. Cold, dark, the kind of place where screams wouldn't be heard. But they didn't hurt her. They just stood around while the man with gold teeth made a phone call. We have her, yes, unharmed. He'll come. Of course he'll come. She's his weakness now. They were using her as bait, using her to draw Min-Jun into a trap. Maya's mind raced. She needed to warn him, needed to get away before he showed up and walked into whatever they had planned. But her phone was gone, taken when they'd grabbed her. And even if she could run, where would she go? She didn't even know what part of Seoul they were in. 20 minutes later, car engines rumbled outside. Lots of them. The warehouse door burst open and Min-Jun strode in like an avenging angel, flanked by at least a dozen men in black suits. His face was a mask of cold fury, more terrifying than anything Maya had ever seen. Let her go. His voice was deadly quiet. Now. Gold Teeth smiled. Min-Jun Kang, finally, we've been waiting to meet properly. Park Tae-yong, I should have known. Min-Jun's eyes flicked to Maya, and for just a second the mask cracked. Relief and terror flashed across his face before the coldness returned. This was incredibly stupid. You know that, right? Starting a war over a woman. Not starting, finishing. Your family has been encroaching on our territory for years. This, he gestured at Maya, this just gave us the leverage we needed. Leverage? Min-Jun laughed, but there was no humor in it. You think kidnapping someone I care about gives you leverage. It just gives me motivation to erase your entire organization from existence. The tension in the warehouse ratcheted up impossibly higher. Maya could feel the violence about to break loose like electricity in the air. Men on both sides reaching for weapons. Death waiting to happen. Stop, Maya shouted, every head turned toward her. Just stop, I'm not worth this. I'm not worth people dying. Maya, Min-Jun's voice held a warning. No, listen to me, both of you. She looked at Gold Teeth. I'm just a nurse. I met Min-Jun 3 days ago. We barely know each other. Whatever point you're trying to make, whatever war you want to start, I'm not important enough to die over. She's right, Min-Jun said, and Maya's heart cracked a little at how easily he agreed. She means nothing to me, a passing distraction, You want leverage, this isn't it. Let her go and we'll talk about territory like rational businessmen. It hurt hearing him dismiss her so casually, even knowing he was lying to protect her. Even understanding this was strategy, not truth. Gold Teeth looked between them, calculating. You drove here with a dozen men for a passing distraction. I drove here with a dozen men because you kidnapped an innocent civilian on my watch. That disrespects me, disrespects my family, but she herself, Min-Jun shrugged. Irrelevant. The lie was perfect, cold and believable. Maya watched something like doubt cross Gold Teeth's face. Fine, take her, but this isn't over, Kang. Your family's time at the top is ending. Keep telling yourself that. One of Min-Jun's men stepped forward and cut Maya's zip ties. She stumbled toward Min-Jun and he caught her arm, his touch gentle despite his cold expression. Their eyes met for just a second and Maya saw the truth there. The fear, the fury, the lie. Then he handed her off to another man. Take Miss Ah-Cheong home, make sure she's safe. Wait, Maya said, Min-Jun. Goodbye, Miss Ah-Cheong. I'm sorry you got caught up in business that didn't concern you. His voice was ice. His eyes were fire. Go home. Forget this happened. Forget me. Then he turned away, dismissing her completely, and started talking to Gold Teeth in rapid Korean. Maya let herself be led away, playing the part, but her mind was screaming. This wasn't over. This couldn't be over. Not like this. They drove her home in silence. The man Min-Jun had assigned to protect her was young, maybe mid-20s, with kind eyes that didn't match his expensive suit and obvious weapons. He did it to protect you, he said finally as they pulled up to Maya's building. Boss, I mean, if Park Taeyong thought you were really important to him, they'd never stop coming after you. Now they think you're nothing. They'll leave you alone. And Min-Jun, Maya asked, will he leave me alone too? The young man hesitated. That's not my place to say, but I've worked for Boss for 2 years. I've never seen him look at anyone the way he looked at you tonight, like his world would end if they hurt you. Great. So now I just go back to my normal life and pretend none of this happened. It's safer that way. Maya went upstairs to her empty apartment, locked the door, and promptly fell apart. She'd been so scared in that warehouse, so sure she was going to die or watch Min-Jun die trying to save her. The adrenaline crash hit hard, leaving her shaking and nauseous. Her phone buzzed, a new message from an unknown number. Unknown asterisk, it's Min-Jun new phone. Are you okay? Did they hurt you? Maya asterisk, I'm fine, scared but fine. Are you okay? Unknown asterisk, define okay, I'm alive. The situation is handled. Park back down for now. Maya asterisk, for now. Unknown asterisk, there's always a for now in my world, never a forever. Maya asterisk, what happens next? The typing indicator appeared and disappeared 3 times before his response came. Unknown asterisk, I stay away from you, keep you safe, that's what happens next. Maya asterisk, I don't want you to stay away. Unknown asterisk, what you want and what's safe are 2 different things. They know about you now. Even believing you're nothing to me, they'll watch you. Wait to see if I contact you. If I do, they'll know I lied. They'll use you against me. Maya asterisk, so that's it. We just stop, pretend we never met. Unknown asterisk, it's the only way to keep you safe. I'm sorry, Maya. I should never have dragged you into my world. Tonight proved that. Maya asterisk, you didn't drag me anywhere. I chose to be there. I chose you. Unknown asterisk, then choose better. Choose someone safe, someone who won't get you killed. Maya stared at her phone, tears streaming down her face. This was it, the end of something that had barely begun. The return to loneliness, except now it would be worse because she'd know what she was missing. Maya asterisk, for what it's worth, these 3 days were the best I've had since moving to Korea. You made me feel less alone. Unknown asterisk, you made me feel human again. That's worth more than you know. Maya asterisk, goodbye, Min-Jun. She waited for a response. None came. After an hour, Maya blocked the number and threw her phone across the room. The next week was hell. Maya went through the motions at work, smiling at patients, checking vitals, administering medications. But inside, she was hollow. She'd been lonely before meeting Min-Jun, now she was lonely and heartbroken, which was infinitely worse. Soo-jin noticed. "You've been weird all week. Did something happen at that Christmas party? You never told me who you kissed." "Nobody important," Maya lied. "Well, whoever he was, he's an idiot for letting you go." If only it were that simple. On her day off, Maya was grocery shopping at the convenience store near her apartment when she noticed the man. Black suit, earpiece, standing across the street pretending to look at his phone. When she walked to the subway station, he followed at a distance. Min-Jun's protection, she realized. He'd said he would stay away, but he'd left someone to watch over her, to keep her safe even from afar. It should have been creepy. Instead, it made her cry right there on the subway platform. 2 weeks after the warehouse incident, Maya was working a night shift when they brought in a trauma patient. Gunshot wound, multiple injuries. The man was unconscious, bleeding out, maybe 25 years old. "What happened?" Maya asked the paramedics as they rushed him to Trauma Bay. "Gang violence, found him in Gangnam. He's probably not going to make it." They worked on him for 3 hours. Dr. Kim, the trauma surgeon, was brilliant and tireless, but the damage was too extensive. The man died on the table at 3:47 a.m. Maya helped clean up afterward, numb with exhaustion and sadness. She was disposing of bloodied gauze when she noticed the tattoo on the man's forearm, a crane in flight. She'd seen that symbol before, in a news article about organized crime families. The Kang family symbol. This was one of Min-Jun's men. Maya's hands started shaking. Was this because of her? Because of that night at the warehouse? Had Park Tae-eung started a war after all? She was still standing there frozen when Soo-jin touched her shoulder. "Maya, you okay?" I need some air." Outside in the hospital courtyard, Maya pulled out her phone. She'd blocked Min-Jun's number, but she still had it. Her finger hovered over the unblock button. Before she could decide, someone sat down next to her on the bench. The young man from that night, Min-Jun's guard. "Miss Ah-cheong, what are you doing here?" "The man you tried to save, Yi-won, he was my friend." The young man's voice was thick with grief. "Boss wanted you to know it wasn't your fault. The conflict with Park started long before you. Yi-won knew the risks." "That doesn't make it okay. He's dead. He's dead and I couldn't save him, and it's all connected to Min-Jun and this world I don't understand." "No, it's connected to choices we all made. Yi-won chose this life. Boss chose to lead us. You chose to be kind to a stranger at a Christmas party. None of those choices were wrong, but they had consequences. That's life, Miss Ah-cheong. Consequences." Maya wiped her eyes. "How is he, Min-Jun?" "Angry, sad, blaming himself for Yi-won's death, blaming himself for putting you in danger. He watches the security footage every night, you know. The cameras near your apartment. Make sure you get home safe." "That's creepy." "That's love." The young man stood up. "He won't reach out. He's too scared of what might happen to you, but if you wanted to reach out to him, I'm just saying boss's birthday is tomorrow. He'll be at his mother's temple in Bukshan at noon, alone, just in case you wanted to accidentally run into him." Then he was gone, disappearing into the early morning darkness. Maya sat on that bench for another hour, watching the sun rise over Seoul, thinking about choices and consequences and what it meant to be brave. The temple in Bukshan was small and quiet, tucked away from the tourist streets. Maya found it after getting lost twice, her phone's GPS fighting with the neighborhood's winding traditional roads. By the time she arrived, she was sweaty and nervous, and absolutely certain this was a terrible idea. Min-Jun was sitting on the temple steps, alone. He wore simple clothes, jeans, and a dark jacket, and he looked tired, older than his 32 years. He was holding prayer beads, moving them through his fingers in a rhythm that suggested muscle memory. Maya's footsteps on the stone path made him look up. The shock on his face was almost comical. "Maya, what are you? How did you?" "Happy birthday," she said, climbing the steps to sit beside him. Not too close, but close enough. "I brought you this." She held out a small bag. "It's nothing fancy, just banana milk from the convenience store. Sujin says it's good luck to drink it on your birthday." Min-Jun took the bag like it was made of glass. "You shouldn't be here." "Probably not, but I am." Park's men could be watching. They could see us together. Then they'll see two people having a conversation at a public temple. Nothing suspicious about that. Maya wrapped her arms around her knees. "One of your men died last night. In my hospital, I tried to save him." Min-Jun's hand tightened on the prayer beads. "Yi-won, I know, I'm sorry you had to see that." He was so young. 24, he had a girlfriend, parents who think he works in construction. Min-Jun's voice was hollow. "I have to visit them tomorrow, lie about how he died, give them money that won't bring him back." Is this the war, the one Park threatened? This is what happens when territories overlap and egos clash and young men think violence is the answer to everything. He finally looked at her, really looked at her. "This is my world, Maya. Death and lies and consequences. This is what I was trying to protect you from. I know and I appreciate it, I really do, but I'm tired of being protected from everything. I'm tired of safe and lonely and going through the motions." Maya took a breath. "I think about you constantly. I can't sleep. I can't focus at work. I keep expecting to see you and then remembering you're staying away for my own good." "I am. Staying away is the kindest thing I can do for you." "What if I don't want kindness? What if I just want you?" Min-Jun closed his eyes. "Don't say things like that." "Why not? It's true. 3 days, Min-Jun, we spent 3 days together and you've completely ruined me for normal, for safe. I don't want some nice accountant who takes me to chain restaurants and has a retirement plan. I want you. Complicated, dangerous, impossible you. You're going to get hurt." "I'm already hurt. I've been lonely and miserable for 2 weeks. At least if I'm with you, I'll be lonely and miserable together with someone." That startled a laugh out of him. "That's the worst relationship pitch I've ever heard." "I'm a terrible romantic, but I'm honest." Maya shifted closer. "I'm not asking for forever. I'm not asking you to change your life or abandon your responsibilities. I'm just asking for right now, for whatever time we can have, because being apart isn't keeping me safe. It's just making us both miserable." Min-Jun set down the prayer beads and turned to face her fully. "If I do this, if I let you back in, I can't promise happy endings. I can't promise long-term. All I can promise is that I'll do everything in my power to keep you safe and that every moment with you will be real. No lies, no games, just us. That's all I want." "Then you're either the bravest person I've ever met or the most foolish." "Can it be both?" This time when he kissed her, it was different from the other times. It was a beginning instead of an ending, a choice instead of an impulse. Min-Jun's hand cupped her face gently, his thumb stroking her cheek, and Maya felt something settle in her chest, like coming home after being lost. When they pulled apart, Min-Jun rested his forehead against hers. "We do this carefully. You keep going to work normally, living your life. I'll see you when I can, but it might be sporadic, unpredictable. And if things get dangerous again, if Park or anyone else starts sniffing around, you have to trust me to handle it." "I can do that." "And you have to promise me something." He pulled back to look her in the eyes. "If I tell you to run, if I tell you to leave Korea and go home to your family, you do it. No questions, no arguments, you just go." "Min-Jun." "Promise me, Maya. That's the price of this. You trust me to know when you're in real danger, and you listen when I tell you to run." Maya wanted to argue, wanted to say she wouldn't abandon him no matter what, but the desperate look in his eyes stopped her. This was what he needed. This was how he could let himself love her without the guilt destroying him. "I promise," she said finally. "Thank you," he kissed her forehead. "Now let me take you somewhere we can talk properly, somewhere private. I've missed you so much it hurts." They spent the rest of the day at Min-Jun's private apartment, a place even his organization didn't know about. It was smaller than Maya expected, decorated simply, with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. A place to breathe, to be human. They talked about everything, about Yiwon's death and Min-Jun's guilt, about Maya's work and the patients she'd saved, about their families and childhoods and all the small details that make up a life. Min-Jun cooked dinner, something simple but delicious, and Maya washed dishes while he dried. It was so normal, so domestic, so completely at odds with the dangerous world Min-Jun inhabited that Maya almost laughed. "What's funny?" he asked. "This, you. The fact that Seoul's most dangerous crime boss is drying dishes in a cute apron." Min-Jun looked down at the apron which had cartoon cats on it. "It was a gift from my sister, before she left Korea." "You miss her?" "Every day. She was my best friend, the only person who really understood what it was like growing up in our family." He set down the dish towel. "She'd like you, I think. She always said I needed someone who didn't care about my reputation or power, someone who saw me." "She sounds wise." "She is, and she's safe in London, living a normal life with a normal boyfriend who works in marketing. That's what I wanted to give you, safety, normalcy." Maya dried her hands and moved to stand in front of him. "I chose you. Min-Jun, stopped trying to make that choice for me. I'm a grown woman who can decide what risks I'm willing to take. Even if the risk is death. Even then, because the alternative is being half alive and alone. I tried that, it's worse." Min-Jun pulled her close, wrapping his arms around her. Maya could hear his heartbeat, steady and strong. "I don't deserve you." "Probably not, but you're stuck with me anyway." They stayed like that for a long time, just holding each other, neither wanting to break the moment. Outside, Seoul sprawled in all its chaotic beauty. Millions of people living their lives, unaware of the small pocket of peace two complicated souls had carved out on the 20th floor. Later, as they sat on the couch watching the city lights, Min-Jun's phone buzzed. He glanced at it and his expression darkened. "What is it?" Maya asked. "Park, he's requesting a meeting, neutral territory, tomorrow night." "Is that good or bad?" "Could be either. Could be he wants to negotiate peace. Could be a trap." Min-Jun set the phone down. "I have to go. It's too important to ignore." "Will you be safe?" "I'll bring enough men to make sure it's a stalemate. That's the best I can do in my position. Absolute safety isn't an option." Maya's stomach clenched with fear, but she kept her voice steady. "Then promise me you'll come back. Promise me I didn't just get you back only to lose you." "I promise I'll do everything I can to come back to you." He kissed her temple. "But Maya, if something does happen to me, if this meeting goes wrong, there's an envelope in the kitchen drawer. Money, documents, everything you need to get out of Korea quickly. My driver will come for you. You go straight to the airport and you fly home. Understand? Nothing's going to happen. But if it does..." "If it does, I'll follow your instructions." The words tasted like ash. "But you're coming back, you have to." "I'll try." He pulled her closer. "Stay here tonight. It's safer than your apartment and I want to know you're comfortable. There's food in the fridge, clothes in the closet that should fit. Make yourself at home." "Where will you be?" "I have preparations to make for tomorrow, strategies to plan. I'll be back late, but I'll be back." True to his word, Min-Jun returned around 3 a.m. Maya had dozed off on the couch, but woke when she heard the door. He looked exhausted, still wearing his business clothes, tension radiating from every line of his body. "Hey," Maya said softly, "you okay?" Just tired, come to bed. They slept tangled together, and Maya tried not to think about how this might be one of their last peaceful nights. Tried not to imagine that meeting tomorrow going wrong in 100 different ways. But sleep was a long time coming. The next day crawled by with agonizing slowness. Min-Jun left early, pressing a kiss to Maya's forehead and making her promise again to stay in the apartment where it was safe. Maya paced, tried to read, attempted to watch TV. Nothing held her attention. All she could think about was Min-Jun walking into some meeting with a man who'd already kidnapped her once, a man who had no reason to play fair. Her phone buzzed around noon. Min-Jun's young guard, the one who told her about the temple. Jae-hoon * Miss Ah-cheong, boss wanted me to check in. Are you okay? Do you need anything? Maya * I'm fine. Worried, how is he? Jae-hoon * focused, prepared, he'll be okay. Boss is smart. He doesn't take unnecessary risks. Maya * when is the meeting? Jae-hoon * 7 p.m. Should be over by 9. I'll update you when I can. 7 p.m. 5 more hours of this torture. Maya tried to distract herself by cooking. Min-Jun's kitchen was well stocked despite him claiming he rarely used this apartment. She made kimchi stew, the recipe she'd learned from a YouTube video, hoping he'd come back hungry and they could eat together. Hoping he'd come back at all. 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m. No messages, no calls, nothing. Maya's anxiety ratcheted up with every passing minute. She knew she shouldn't text Jae-hoon, shouldn't distract anyone who might be keeping Min-Jun safe, but by 8:30, she couldn't help herself. Maya * any news? The message showed as delivered but not read. Maya stared at her phone, willing it to light up with a response. 8:45, 9 p.m., 9:30. Something was wrong. She could feel it in her gut. The meeting should have been over by now. Someone should have contacted her. At 9:45, the apartment door burst open. Maya jumped up, heart racing, hopping desperately to see Min-Jun. Instead, it was Jae-hoon, looking panicked and out of breath. Miss Ah-cheong, we have to go now. What happened? Where's Min-Jun? The meeting was a setup. Park brought twice as many men as agreed. There was shooting. Boss got hit, but he's alive. He told me to get you out of Seoul immediately. Maya's blood ran cold. Hit, how badly? Shoulder, he'll survive, but we have to move. Park's men are looking for leverage, and that means you. We have maybe 20 minutes before they figure out about this apartment. I'm not leaving without Min-Jun. Boss's orders were specific. Get you out of the city. He's got other men taking him to a safe house where our doctor can work on him. You can't help him by being here. You'll just give Park another hostage. Every instinct screamed at Maya to refuse, to demand to be taken to Min-Jun, to see with her own eyes that he was okay. But she'd made a promise. If I tell you to run, you run. Give me 2 minutes to grab my things. 30 seconds, we don't have time. Maya ran to the bedroom, grabbed her bag and phone, and followed Jae-hoon out. They took the stairs instead of the elevator, Jae-hoon moving fast, checking corners, his hand near his concealed weapon. This was real. This was actually happening. They made it to the parking garage and into a nondescript sedan. Jae-hoon drove like a man possessed, weaving through Seoul's traffic, constantly checking mirrors. Where are we going? Maya asked. Airport, there's a ticket waiting for you. Nairobi via Dubai. Boss arranged it days ago just in case. Days ago, he planned for this. Boss always has contingency plans, especially for people he cares about. Jae-hoon took a sharp turn. He made me promise that if anything happened, I'd get you out safe. That was my only job tonight, keep you safe. Tears burned Maya's eyes. Even in the middle of a crisis, even while being shot at, Min-Jun had been thinking about her safety. I need to talk to him, please. Just let me hear his voice so I know he's okay. Jae-hoon hesitated, then handed her his phone. Speed dial 2, but make it quick. He needs to focus on staying alive. Maya pressed the button with shaking hands. It rang once before Min-Jun answered, his voice tight with pain. Jae-hoon. It's me, it's Maya. Maya, relief flooded his voice. You're safe, you're with Jae-hoon. I'm safe, but you're not. Min-Jun, how bad is it really? I've had worse. The bullet went through clean. I'll be fine in a few weeks. Don't lie to me, not now. A pause. It hurts like hell and I lost a lot of blood, but the doctor says I'll recover fully. That's not a lie, Maya, I promise. His breath hitched. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I should have known Park would cheat, should have prepared better. This isn't your fault. Everything is my fault. I brought you into this. I put you in danger. Now you have to leave your life here, your job, everything, because I was selfish enough to want you. Maya's tears spilled over. I don't regret it, any of it. I'd do it all again. You shouldn't, you should hate me. Too late for that. She wiped her eyes. When can I see you again? Silence. Then quietly, you can't. Not for a long time, maybe never. Park knows about you now. He knows you're my weakness. As long as you're in Korea, you're a target. The only way to keep you safe is to keep you away from me. No, Min-Jun, we'll figure something out. I need you to get on that plane, Maya. I need you to go home to your family where you'll be safe, where Park can't reach you. Please, if you care about me at all, do this one thing. Let me know you're safe. I can't just leave you. You have to, it's the only way. His voice broke. I love you. I know it's too soon and too complicated and completely insane, but I love you. That's why you have to go, because I love you too much to watch Park use you to destroy me. Maya pressed her hand over her mouth to muffle her sob. I love you too. That's why leaving feels impossible. Sometimes love means letting go, means choosing safety over happiness. I learned that tonight when I took a bullet and all I could think about was whether you were okay, whether Jae-hoon had gotten to you in time. You're my weakness, Maya, my only one. And in my world, weaknesses get people killed. So this is it, we just end. This is me keeping you alive. That's all that matters. Through the windshield, Maya could see Incheon Airport approaching. Minutes left, that's all they had. If things change, she said desperately, if it ever becomes safe, if you ever, then I'll find you. I'll move heaven and earth to find you. But Maya, don't wait for me. Don't put your life on hold for something that might never be safe. Promise me you'll live, fall in love with someone good, have the beautiful, normal life you deserve. I don't want that if it's not with you. Want it anyway, for me, because knowing you're out there happy and safe will be the only good thing in my life. Jae-hoon was pulling up to departures. Time was up. I have to go, Maya whispered. I know, be safe, be happy. Be everything I can never be. Min-Jun. Goodbye, Maya. Thank you for showing me what it feels like to be human, even if it was just for a little while. The line went dead. Maya sat frozen as Jae-hoon came around to open her door. He pressed an envelope into her hands, thick, heavy. From boss, everything you need. Money, instructions, contacts if you're ever in trouble. He takes care of his people, Miss Ah-cheong, even when they're not with him anymore. This is really it, isn't it? I'm really never going to see him again. Jae-hoon's expression was compassionate. In our world, love is a luxury most can't afford. Boss is trying to give you a chance at a real life. Try to see it as the gift it is, even if it doesn't feel like one right now. Maya let him lead her into the airport, numb with shock and grief. At security, Jae-hoon bowed formally. It was an honor to meet you, Miss Ah-cheong. Boss is a better man because you were in his life. I hope you find happiness. Then he was gone, and Maya was alone with a ticket to Nairobi and a broken heart.